Scott Blankman back here in the Mackey Motors postgame show, joined right now by Chloe Burns of the Paton Churdan Rockets. A hard-fought and disappointing loss for them tonight as they fall in 5 sets here at Glidden Ralston. Chloe, I know probably right now a little disappointed, but you got a little smile on your face. Got to be happy with the way you girls really battled here tonight.
I am. We really pulled through. I mean, getting that 4th match, I was really surprised with how we pulled together and worked as a team. You know, sometimes it's hard for us to get out of our heads, but I think we really did well on that tonight. What
do you think was the difference? Are you able to come back in the 1st set to win that one? Then in the 4th, down 15-8, you looked kind of out of sync. What changed in that 4th set that allowed you to come back and win it?
We really talked about moving on from our mistakes because, like I said, we get in our head. And then also working out of system. Sometimes when the pass comes to me or it doesn't go right up to the setter spot, we don't always get a good hit on that, but we need to try to get it over. And I think we did well on that.
Talk us through how you were looking to set it tonight. You looked for Danielle a lot tonight. Was that kind of the game plan coming into this?
Danielle's definitely one of our better hitters, so I try to utilize her as much as I can.
Where do you feel like you've grown as a setter as this season has gone on?
I think I've done a lot better on staying in my position. I know sometimes I try to rush up and just get to the set, but I also have to worry about getting back, getting hits. So yeah.
You guys don't sub a lot, so these 5-set ones, how much does it wear you girls down some?
It definitely wears us out, and I know sometimes we feel like we're running all over the court, but the girls really give good effort.
Let's talk about that 5th set. You guys got off to the quick start, and then it kind of slipped away. What happened there?
Yeah, well, I think sometimes we can't get our serving in very well, and I know I missed one of my serves, and that just wasn't a good start.
Are you happy right now with where this team's at this point of this season?
Yes, I am. I know we haven't had very many games, and with us not being able to go to the Carroll tournament, I think we're doing really well, and we're definitely improving.
Well, I tell you what, keep up the good work. Appreciate you joining us here tonight.
All right, thank you.
You bet. Chloe Burns joining us. We're going to get head coach Tressa Rasmussen in here now. And Coach, another disappointing one here tonight, but I think the girls, maybe yourself as well, pleased with the effort here tonight, even though they fell just a little bit short.
For sure. I told them in the huddle after this match, you know, I haven't seen a team in quite a while win that 1st set and then lose 2 and then pull back and win that 4th set. So I was proud of them for digging themselves out of that hole right away and winning that 4th set.
I asked Chloe here tonight, looked like you guys were looking a lot for Danielle. Was that kind of the game plan to use her size here tonight?
Yeah, for sure, especially when, you know, they don't have as many blockers. I mean, Wallace, she's a good blocker, but when you don't have a double block going up on Danielle, she can definitely cut around it. So we try to use her as much as possible when she's in the front row.
You guys, a lot of times too, when Danielle's in that back row, don't look to block a lot. It's more like you're just kind of setting up a defense and looking to dig. How did you feel like the back row did on that tonight?
So I feel like we can definitely make a lot of improvement on that. Paton Churdan, as far as I know, in the past few years hasn't been much of a blocking team, so we started to kind of utilize that with a few girls this year, and that's just kind of a learning curve for them. And we're going to go to practice tomorrow and try to work on a few things and come back next week.
Tough 3rd set, and then you got off to a slow start in that 4th one. What did you say? What kind of switch things where all of a sudden you got the momentum, got on the roll, and picked up the win?
I just told them, like, I need one senior out here to just make it known that you're not losing this set. And I had a couple girls come out here and pick up the pace, and they got their energy back.
Haven't had an opportunity to play in a tournament yet this year, so that means you miss those days where you get the 5 or 6 matches. How much has that impacted this team, do you think?
I would say it has impacted us quite a bit. We did actually pick up one more tournament on the 10th of October, so we're looking forward to that right before regional play.
Where are you headed to on that day?
Cam is where we're
Caminita. All right. Well, I tell you what, Tress, appreciate you joining us here tonight. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
You betcha. Let's get over now to Kim Daly, who's going to join us from Glidden Ralston. Kim, an outstanding night for you tonight. You worked the ball around to a lot of different hitters. In fact, I had you guys with 4 different hitters, really, with pretty much 10 kills on the night. Talk about what you were seeing and how you were determining where you were going.
Just moving the ball around was like really important tonight with Danielle blocking in the front row. She's a great blocker. Just trying to move the ball around her, just get that first ball kill.
Feel like you were able to do that tonight? How were you able to kind of keep track where she was at?
I think so. We were able to. We had pretty good runs. We tried to focus on her when she was in the back row. We just really work on getting runs there, and yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about those different hitters. What were you seeing tonight from your different hitters? I had Vanessa, Morgan, Gretchen, of course, and Allison, all pretty much with 10 kills or more. So what were you seeing from your hitters?
Well, Gretchen did a great job working around that block, and then outside, we like to draw them in, Danielle in, and then push it outside, and that worked really well for Vanessa and Morgan. And yeah, just moving the ball around, even on the middles, we moved it shorter and farther away just to try to get around the block.
Morgan looked like she became really important there kind of in that fourth and fifth set. What did you see from her where you started to go to her more?
She did a great job, and when Danielle was in the back row, we were able to get it to her, and she was just making play after play, and we just kept feeding her the ball. It worked out.
Let's talk a little bit. How do you think you've grown as a setter this year?
I think every year just getting more confident and just being able to move the ball around better, it's better for the team.
Serving seemed to be a strength for you girls at times tonight. What did you feel like your serving was like?
I thought we did really good. We tried to get them off balance in every serve, and I think we succeeded in that.
What was the difference in that fifth set? You guys were down, all of a sudden you come back and you kind of took control.
I think Morgan led the way with that, and the passing was great in that fifth set, and that's what we need, just to put it all together, and it just came together in that fifth set.
Well, great job tonight as always, Kim. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank
You bet. We'll get head coach Lonnie Miller now in here. And Lonnie, a hard-fought win tonight, but the girls able to dig deep in that fifth set. Let's start off with that one. What was the difference in that fifth set here tonight?
Well, early I took a timeout down 5-3. I kind of sensed the momentum going in their favor right away, and I didn't want it to get too far out of hand. So took a timeout there and just remind them, hey, let's get the serve, get a good pass, get it set up, get a first ball kill so we get that serve back and start running some points. You know, and I'm kind of watching where Danielle is at all the time, you know, and if we can get her out of the front row, that's going to be our advantage. And then it's kind of back and forth, you know, and then I think maybe 9-7, they might have taken a timeout or something like that. But, you know, here you go, trading points, you know, and the girls just never let up. And then we had our final timeout, and it's like, you know, we've got to keep our energy out there. You know, we can't let up. We got to get that pass up there and stay aggressive. And we had a couple kills right away, and then they had a couple mishaps, and then that momentum just carried over, and we finished strong. So they never gave up, and that was a great victory tonight.
Coach, you guys have had a little bit of a problem this year with holding on to some leads late. You dropped 2 sets tonight that way, but how much do you think having to kind of rally back in the 5th set and then hold on to that lead will help this young team?
Well, yeah, you know, I told him, I said that's why it's important on every play. You got to, you know, be playing like it's game point every play. You know, every move counts, and they never gave up. And I think as we go further into the season, that's going to help remind them, like, hey, you know, look what's happened. I think that 4th set, it might have been 11-4 us when they took a timeout, and I was just like, man, you girls got to keep it going. And then it's like a light switch, you know. Next thing you know, they score some points, they got the momentum. Danielle's back in the front row, and you always got to watch, you know, with an elite athlete like Danielle, you got to watch where she is at all times. And I thought for the most part we did pretty well, but you know, it's just sometimes it's tough to see that. I mean, these girls are just clicking on all cylinders, and we're getting the big leads, and then next thing it's slipping away. So if we can just be more consistent and start, you know, getting that killer instinct, so to speak, and finish those, you know, and I think that will happen, you know, later on in the season.
Coach, a lot of times when Danielle's in the back row, they don't look to block. They just look to try and dig and stuff. How are you guys trying to take advantage of that? Because you were getting a lot of free looks at the net.
Yeah. You know, when she was in the back row, it's like they weren't even setting up a block. So it's like, hey, let's just get a good set, you know, keep the ball in front so we can control it and get some good kills, because they were backing up. So they were digging some of our softer hits and stuff like that. So that was important for us to try to find those open spots. But I wanted them to stay aggressive. And we had, you know, I mean, Allison, Gretchen, Mo, Vanessa, everybody tonight. Kim sneaked in a few kills there. and, you know, it creates that excitement,
Yep.
you know. But when you, like I said, when you have a player like Danielle and you see that she's in the back row, that's our time. Hey, we've got to take advantage of this, especially when we got the serve. We got to run 4, 5, 6 points at a time. And so I think that came up big for us tonight.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Appreciate you joining us here on the Mackey Motors postgame.
Thank you, Jeff.